Good evening and welcome back to Falcon Update live on YBTV. I'm Chris Blakeman.
And I'm Reed Milliken.
It is November 1st and Messiah University is sitting at a total of 27 positive student cases with 37 recovered and 12 positive employee cases with 14 recovered. Messiah has reached its initial goal of a 70% vaccination rate, but masking policies will not be changing. The university is requiring all students to mask indoors and is encouraging the use of the KN95 masks.
This past Saturday, students gathered outside the Union for SAB's Fall Fest. Students enjoyed hot cider, played some cornhole, and enjoyed the fresh fall weather. The main excitement was the pumpkin carving contest, where students could enter their pumpkins to be judged. The panel chose the scariest, cutest, funniest, and most Messiah-spirited. Many great pumpkins were entered, and everyone enjoyed their pumpkin-making experience.
Halloween brought out many spooky sights, including SAB's Monster Mash Dance. Here's Marie Miller with the story.
On Sunday, Halloween night, SAB hosted a Monster Mash dance for students on campus. Held outside the Union, SAB offered snacks, a photo booth, and music to dance to, and even conga to. I got to see our own Riley Williams in costume.
I am Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby.
I also saw some other familiar faces from our YBTV crew.
I am having a wonderful time. It's so much fun.
Students danced the night away in costume from 8 to 10 p.m., hosted by DJ Nathan Hurley. There were traffic cones, Vector from Despicable Me, a Teletubby, and even the Pope. Despite some technical difficulties throughout the night, SAB pushed forward and continued to create a memorable night for everyone who attended. Students could request songs to be played at the dance through SAB's Instagram story the day before. When you were dancing, SAB encouraged mask wearing. There were glow sticks, lights, and pumpkins to decorate the scene and bring in the Halloween fun. Students showed off their dance moves in dance circles and encouraged each other to get down. This dance brought together and let students feel a sense of normalcy even with the ongoing pandemic. All in all, quite the fun change from last school year. For YBTV, I'm Marie Miller.
Members of the Order of the Falcon took over the first floor of Boyer Hall from 7 to 10 last Saturday night to partake in the Murder at the Masquerade event. The goal of the evening was to go room to room and solve each puzzle the night had to offer, all in hopes of identifying the esteemed Lord Peregrine's murderer. Those in attendance were assigned characters and given masks to remain intact throughout the juncture. There was dancing, good food, and perplexing puzzles to solve throughout the night.
The Department of Theater and Dance and the Department of Music immersed themselves into campus life all day today. There were events, performances, and art ranging from cardboard statues in Boyer and outside the Union to sword fighting and pottery. Dance classes were open for any student to attend, and performances were held around campus. There was an improv jazz performance outside Eisenhower and dance improv in Legacy Park. Arts Immersion Day took plenty of time to plan, with ideas forming back in September.
The Department of Communication was lucky enough to host Dr. Nicoletta Marini-Mayo from Dickinson University to share her insight on Winx Club at this year's Culture Connect. Students had the chance to dine with her prior to the lecture beginning and got to hear how the show for kids might be more than what meets the eye. For a deep dive into Dr. Marini-Mayo's research, we have an exclusive interview coming up with her next.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world. and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work. And being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
You're watching Falcon Update live on Messiah University's Yellow Breeches Television.
Welcome back to Falcon Update. Winx Club is a popular children's television series on Nickelodeon with a lot of underlying themes. YBTV got to sit down with Dr. Marini Mayo for an exclusive interview. Check out our YouTube page for the full interview.
Hi guys, my name is Paul Callender, and today I'm joined by Dr. Nicoletta Marini Mayo. Dr. Nicoletta Marini Mayo today, she's here to talk about Winx, and you consider yourself a Winxologist. Can you break down the term Winxologist for us?
A Winxologist is an expert in the Winx Club science. And so at this point, yes, I've seen all the series. I've talked to a lot of passionate fans of the Winx in Italy, in the United States, and even in other countries, because we used surveys to talk to the fans in general and focus groups. So yes, I consider myself a Winxologist.
Obviously, if we're here today, there's got to be something specifically about Winx that makes it special. So compared to like the other shows that are on like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, like you got your Barbie and stuff, what separates Winx specifically from like a cultural perspective from your other girl shows just on like kids television?
There is a project, there is a cultural, pedagogical, and ethical project behind the Winx, which is not behind, the Bratz or other series, other animations that are very, very popular. Because the Winx are considered the third way between the American animation and the Japanese animation. So the violence of American animation and the attention and submission to authority of the Japanese animation is not in the Winx. In the Winx are all women and or young women, and they propose themselves as the saviors of the universe. And behind them, there is a big project sponsored by an entrepreneur and a priest in Italy. So that's the surprise that came out when we started to look for it, to do some research. There was more and more attention about this diversity, but then it started to kind of disappear and being whitewashed a little bit. Because there is attention, but there is also a lot of pressure from the audience, because this show is distributed in 150 countries in the world. So the global north actually dominates the request, dominates the demands for the distribution, and it's difficult to impose a really diverse show, even though there is this attention, and this is very clear. As for the feminist thing, I would say that this is a post-feminist show in which the girls are invested of the destiny of the world. They are in the spotlight all the time. That's very common for young girls in our culture today.
Right. It's a show about the girls who can do it. I remember reading that.
Exactly.
So.
Yes. The Wings actually really are friends, and this friendship is really a very generous friendship, and it's a very mature friendship also. And sometimes there are small jealousy. There is small jealousy or small misunderstandings, but really small. So friendships really moves the action and the agency of these girls, and I think that's the most important value.
Thank you so much for coming to Messiah. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's all the time we have for here. So my name's Paul Counter, and this is once again Dr. Marini Mayo.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks, Paul. Welcome back to this week's Falcon Forecast. The weather is looking a lot like fall, with temperatures dipping as low as 40 degrees some evenings. It's currently 48 degrees in Grantham, Pennsylvania. Tuesday will be a high of 52 degrees and a low of 32, partly cloudy during the day with a little bit of rain mid-morning. Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 52 degrees, a low of 32 degrees, and a 5% chance of rain. Thursday will also be partly cloudy with a high of 59, a low of 31, and a 7% chance of rain. Friday launches us into the weekend with a high of 53, a low of 34, partly cloudy, and a 24% chance of rain. The rest of the weekend keeps it cool with a high of 47 degrees on Saturday, a low of 34, and a high of 56, and on Sunday, a low of 37. That's all for this week's Falcon Forecast. Now to Reed Milliken for this week's campus calendar.
Thanks, Chris. Here's this week's campus calendar. As always, there are tons of fun activities to look forward to in the upcoming week. Don't forget that there are plenty of fitness classes in the Falcon Fitness Center, and also plenty of campus ministry opportunities all week long. Dive into the book of Acts at the Logos Bible Study, held on Tuesdays at 8 and Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Also on Tuesday, Messiah Council on Family Relations and Kindness of the Heart presents the Day of Kindness event. Nominate someone in your life who is great at showing acts of kindness by coming to one of our many locations around campus to record a short video for a chance to be featured in this year's virtual National Family Awards ceremony. Come and take part in the Order of the Falcons Pokemon Go event held in Larson 237 from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday night. Be prepared to travel around campus to visit Pokestops and gyms. Bring a charged phone. On Wednesday, come and join the prayer ministry in Legacy Park from 1 to 7 p.m. for the Reset 6 Hours of Prayer event. Let's come together and call the answer to worship and pray without ceasing. On Thursday, the Conservatives of MU are hosting an interview with Boris Epshinin titled The American Dream. Join them from 6 to 7 p.m. in Fray 110 to hear about Epshinin's experience with political campaigns and working in the White House. Also on Thursday, the Swing Dance Club has their weekly meeting from 8:30 to 9:30 in the Sollenberger Sports Center, room 204J. Please remember that sign-ups are required to attend. On Friday, keep an eye out for the release of the Swinging Bridge magazine's release of their November issue. Magazine stands can be found in Eisenhower, Boyer, Murray Library, Fray, and the Union. Grab a copy to read about Messiah's drug and alcohol policies, Scooter Girl, and local coffee shops. Join the Asian Student Association for their Diwali Festival of the Lights event on Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Larson Student Union. Crafts of Rangoli, Dias with tea lights, and henna art are just some of the many activities that will be available. All are welcome. Lost Films is presenting The Courier on Friday night at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. at Palmer Cinema. On Saturday, Lost Films will have another showing of The Courier at 3, 6, and 9 p.m. Also on Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m., the African Student Union will be hosting Karubu, a night in Africa in Brubaker. That's all for this week's campus calendar. Let's head back to the desk.
What were you for Halloween? Here's Paul and PJ for this week's Falcon on the Street.
For this week's episode of Falcon on the Street, we're here at the Academic Miners Fair, where we're asking people what are they going as for Halloween.
For Halloween, I'm going as Dr. Nance McCown.
Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi.
I am going to be dressing up as a cowgirl or a 50s girl.
I'm dressing up as another guy on my floor.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Stella. We have Chinese major and minor at Messiah University. Today I'm with my students representing Chinese minor. Fair to help you learn how to say Happy Halloween. 万圣节快乐. Okay, here. 万圣节快乐. One more time. 万圣节快乐.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's it for this week's Falcon on the Street. My name is Paul Callender, sending it back to the desk.
Who knew that YBTV had dance moves? Check out Marie Miller at the Swing Dance Club in this week's Bird's Eye View.
For this week's Bird's Eye View, I'm in the Falcon Fitness Center, but not to work out. Tonight, we're going swing dancing. Let's go.
I'm Eric Olson. I am a senior chemistry major, and I'm the president of the Swing Dance Club.
So why are you the president of the Swing Dance Club? What pushed you into that position?
Well, there was no one to take over, for one, and secondly, I just absolutely love dancing. It's a great way to get exercise and makes my body feel so refreshed after a long week of just working on homework.
So what's special about swing dance compared to spin classes or weightlifting?
So, different than weightlifting or spin classes is that it's a communal thing. You're able to do it with a partner. There's a lot of community based around it, as well as there's not sometimes the stigma that comes with weightlifting that, I've got to be so jacked to do it kind of thing.
So what's your favorite part about it, and what do you hope people get out of swing dance when they do it?
I think my favorite part about swing dance is the community of it and just getting to meet new people and getting to grow with them as well. It's amazing to see how far some people have come since my freshman year as well in just learning. And I hope that others get that same experience as I do, just learning and growing with each other.
And what was special about tonight's swing dance?
Well, tonight we have Halloween right around the corner, so we decided to go in full costume. I'm the Star Trek character because I absolutely love Star Trek.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all for this week's Bird's Eye View. For YBTV, I'm Marie Miller.
Thanks, Marie. That looked like a swinging good time. Don't go away. Falcon Update live on YBTV. We'll be right back.
My name is Macy Thornton. I'm a senior and I'm a public relations major. I was initially drawn to the public relations major because I've always been great with people and the skills are very transferable. One thing that's definitely unique to Messiah is that they teach from a Christian perspective, and I've been able to use that in internships and those types of opportunities. The professors are great, they're very approachable, and they genuinely want to see you succeed. I'm involved in athletics in that I'm on the Messiah women's basketball team, and it's been one of the most enriching experiences of my life. I'm in a class called Senior PR Campaign, and we're working for an actual nonprofit organization off campus, so we're helping them with some PR-related things, and it's just really great to actually put theory into practice and to feel like you're making a difference even though you're still in school. And I also had the opportunity to do an internship with a minor league baseball team. PR practitioners have to conduct themselves ethically. They have to have integrity. They have to be honest and transparent with the people they work with. So ethics is a big part of public relations. I believe Christian PR practitioners are called to hold themselves to a higher standard because of their beliefs, and that should show in their professional life. I feel very prepared with regard to the experiences I've had, the internship opportunities I've had, and the knowledge I have that the PR major has given me and the skills I've attained through it.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No, this is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats.
By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
You're watching Falcon Update live on Messiah University's Yellow Breeches Television.
Welcome back to Falcon Update live on YBTV. As the semester winds down, sports wrap up. Here's the sports recap for last week.
Messiah men's soccer wrapped up their final week of the regular season with a win against Hood College and a loss against Penn State Harrisburg. The loss unfortunately ended their undefeated season. The team finished the regular season 14-1-2 as the Falcons now look to the playoffs. The number one ranked
I think we want to just play the same every time we step on the field, but I don't think it really changes for us. I think we play the same style, play with the same intensity, and we look to move forward like that and not really change a whole lot. But yeah, bring a lot of intensity into the postseason.
Falcons' next game will be against either York or Stevenson in the MAC Commonwealth semifinals.
Messiah women's soccer finished the regular season with a 10-game shutout streak to clinch the number 1 seed in the MAC. Falcons' final game was a 2-0 win over Salisbury University on Thursday. They'll hope the momentum carries over as they host either Albright or Stevenson in the semifinals on Thursday.
Speaking of momentum, Messiah Field Hockey finished their regular season with a 7-game win streak after defeating Stevenson in the season finale. The Falcons clinched the number 1 seed in the playoffs with a 14-2 record. They'll host either Alvernia or Lebanon Valley on Wednesday.
Messiah women's volleyball clinched the 4th seed in the conference after sweeping Albright College on senior night. Despite a shaky start to the season, the Falcons caught fire for an 8-game winning streak to finish the season.
I think we have a lot of young players in our offense, and so it took a little bit of time to just connect with our setters. And so once we finally got that chemistry down, we've been on a roll ever since.
The Falcons are hosting Widener in the MAC Commonwealth play-in game as we speak, in a bid to challenge number 1 seed Eastern.
Over the weekend, Messiah Cross Country competed in the MAC Commonwealth Championship. Messiah men's team was named the MAC Commonwealth Champions. It's their 4th title in program history. Messiah's Logan Horst claimed the MAC Individual Championship by coming in 1st out of 141 runners. Messiah's women's team placed 5th in the MAC Championship.
As fall sports begin to wrap up, winter sports kicked off. Messiah's swim teams began their season by competing with Hood College, King's College, and Widener University. The men's team defeated both Hood and King's, but would drop their competition with Widener. The women's swim team swept their opponents, defeating Hood, King's, and Widener to open the season strong. Both teams will take on Arcadia University next weekend.
That's all for this week's Falcon Update. For Chris, myself, and all of our fantastic reporters, thank you for tuning in and have a great night.
Remember to stick around for YB Tonight after the break.
ABC77 is now officially rebranded as Yellow Breeches TV.
I'm Lily. I am a junior, and I am a broadcasting and media production major at Messiah. I chose to be a broadcasting and media production major because as a little girl, I dreamt of being a TV anchor. There are so many opportunities you can have as a broadcasting major. Messiah is really unique in the fact that we have our own TV station, and it's student-led, so each week we have Falcon Update, which is a half hour, and then we have MC Live, which is a half hour as well. My favorite part is just being in the hustle and bustle of everything, and I'm really excited to just be creative when I'm putting together news packages or shooting other stories, just really getting every element of storytelling in my work. So we have a lot of faith-based projects. Right now we're working on one, it's called Faith Sides for multimedia storytelling. In pairs we're interviewing each other for 2 minutes about some aspect of faith. A lot of students from our major either intern at ABC27 or WGAL. I shadowed one of my professors at a Hershey Bears game. The Bears are a local AHL hockey team, and through that experience I developed connections, and eventually I got a job there. So I run the Crossfire machine and the LEDs on game days. My freshman year at Messiah, when I first came, I knew absolutely nothing about broadcasting or media, and now I feel confident that I can go work at a TV news station.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you...
From Messiah University in Grantham, Pennsylvania, here's your host, Riley Williams.
Good evening, Messiah, and welcome back to YB Tonight. I'm your host, Riley Williams, and we're back and better than ever with a great show for you. Coming up, we'll have Luke Foster from the Bio Department to introduce us to some of his reptilian friends. After that, we'll get to hear a live performance from Heather Schmidt, who blew down the house at this month's Coffee House. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Natalie Moy. I'm a senior and I'm a digital media major.
I feel like the classes here have helped me to train my eye to detect good design. I like how the professors don't force you into one way of thinking. Instead, they allow you to be creative and think of projects in your own way, and they will guide you and help you envision your project to make it even better and stronger. I have this one professor who starts off his classes with prayers, and I feel like that's really great because it starts us off reminding us that we are creating something for God, so we have that in our minds to create something that He will be pleased with. In my portfolio, I have quite a large variety of works. I have design-based works, I have photography, I have videography. One of the big projects I will be expecting in my portfolio would be from the junior-senior film class that I'm taking this semester. I'll be the production designer for this short film, and I'm looking forward to work with my crew because they're all awesome people. Messiah has this media hub called The Pulse, so I've been working for them for the past few months, and you can do stuff like designing, photography, videography, the radio station, and you can even design websites, write articles. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to get my work out there. I'm a designer, so people on campus or even off campus get to see what I do, and I think that's really great. So if you're a digital media student, you could go into computer science fields, or you could go into the film industries or graphic design. I guess it's the beauty of digital media, it's just so versatile.
Forests bring people together, feed the soul, and improve our well-being, cleaning the water we need, the air we breathe, and making our climate livable. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why the Arbor Day Foundation is working to replant millions of trees across the country. Visit arborday.org and see how you can help.
You're watching YBTV.
Welcome back to YB Tonight. I'm your host, Riley Williams, and I'm joined here by Luke Foster, a senior biology major, and a couple of his good friends from the department. So can you introduce us to the tortoise sitting in front of us, please?
Yeah, so this is Gilbert. He's our African tortoise that we keep in the greenhouse.
Wow. So why does the bio department own tortoises?
So originally what we would do is there was a course, it's discontinued now, but we would put a tracker on him and we would let him out in the woods. And then we would have a class that would use GPS tracking and locating to find him.
Okay.
Right now he doesn't really serve a purpose though, other than looking pretty.
That's cool. Do you guys take care of any other animals?
We do. We have quite a lot actually. We have 2 axolotls. There is another turtle that's not here right now. We have a bearded dragon, some zebrafish, and a bunch of rats.
What kind of care goes into keeping these tortoises?
So he's pretty simple. All we have him in is just a big metal cage with a heat lamp and some hay, and then we give him some fresh water every now and then, we will let him run around and eat some grass.
That's pretty cool. How did you first get interested in animals?
Personally, it was when I was a very young age. I was watching a documentary, and I just thought it was very interesting, very intriguing, and I liked what I saw.
Yeah, that's awesome. Since you're graduating soon, what kind of job do you hope to pursue, or do you plan on going to graduate school?
I hope to pursue a job more along the lines of research. If the research requires me to go to grad school, that is something that I'm willing to go, but right now I just want to get out there and find a job.
That's awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck with your future, and thanks for bringing the tortoise tonight. When we come back from break, we'll have a live performance featuring Heather Smith. Stay tuned for more YB Tonight.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world, and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work, and being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
So people ask me what kind of companies hire electrical and computer engineers. Basically, if you plug it in or it has a battery in it, electrical engineers were involved. Every Messiah engineering student is guaranteed an internship with an on-campus organization called the Collaboratory. The Collaboratory's business model is that it pairs student teams with either faculty mentors or outside professionals to work on systems that either care for the earth or help disadvantaged people around the world. One of our more successful projects is a project that involves facilitating use of limited electric power called EMMS.
So I am the student project manager of the EMMS team, and so what that means is that I head up a team of students and industry volunteers who are developing a system that makes it possible for schools and medical clinics to be able to efficiently share their limited solar power resources. Just the faculty and the way that they interact with the students to help them grow is such a powerful thing.
You're watching Falcon Update live on Messiah University's Yellow Breeches Television.
Welcome back to YB Tonight. Without further ado, this is Heather Schmidt here to sing for us.
All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, and I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain tops, swam all across the ocean blue. I crossed all the lines and I broke all and I was made for you. You see the smile that's on my mouth, it's hiding words that don't come out. And all my friends who think that I'm blessed, they don't know my head is a mess. No, they don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I've been through like you do. And I was made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you've got no one to tell them to. It's true that I was made for you. Oh yeah, well it's true that I was made for you. All my friends are moving on and I'm alone. All alone, yeah. I'm in the same room as before with mom and dad right next door. And I'm scared I might be here forever. I love them but some ties need to be severed. And I said I'd move out last year. So why the hell am I still here? And it's easy to say I'm okay, but this smile I'm wearing is fake. I'm suffocating, living Groundhog Day, day after day, day after day. And I think I'm gonna break. My friend's baby's on the way, just 22, what should I do the same? But I'm broken, unemployed, another night staring straight into the void. And I just wanna drive away, but I don't have a car, so I guess I gotta stay. And it's easy to say I'm okay, but this smile I'm wearing is fake. I'm suffocating, living Groundhog Day, day after day, day after day. And I think I'm gonna break day after day, day after day, day after day. And I think I'm gonna break day after day, day after day, day after day. And it's easy to say I'm okay, but this smile I'm wearing is fake. I'm suffocating, living Groundhog Day, day
Once again, that was Heather Schmidt. Coming up after the break, we'll get to chat with her. Stay tuned for more YB Tonight.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world, and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work, and being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
So people ask me what kind of companies hire electrical and computer engineers. Basically, if you plug it in or it has a battery in it, electrical engineers were involved. Every Messiah engineering student is guaranteed an internship with an on-campus organization called the Collaboratory. The Collaboratory's business model is that it pairs student teams with either faculty mentors or outside professionals to work on systems that either care for the earth or help disadvantaged people around the world. One of our more successful projects is a project that involves facilitating use of limited electric.
You're watching Falcon Update live on Messiah University's Yellow Breeches Television.
Welcome back to YB Tonight. I'm joined here by Heather Schmidt, a fantastic singer who just performed live for us here on the show. Thanks for coming on. How have you been?
I've been good. How have you been?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. So how long have you been singing for?
I've been singing since I was in 2nd grade, but I started taking voice lessons when I was in 6th grade.
That's awesome. What is your favorite part of performing?
I get a really big adrenaline rush before I perform, so I actually perform better than I practice. So that's my favorite.
That's really cool. What first got you into singing?
My elementary school did musicals, and yeah, I would just audition for those musicals and drive my dad absolutely insane. And then it would get to the point where he was like, okay, we have to sign Heather up for music lessons because I can't stand listening to her out-of-tune voice anymore.
That's awesome. Who or what inspires you most when you're performing?
I think, I don't know if it's really a person. Yeah, I'm more inspired by just like the emotions behind the singing. So performing and practicing is very emotional for me, and when I'm singing, it's like being able to deeply relate to those music in a way that I sometimes can't relate to actual people, and then being able to let that out and express that and hope that maybe that performance moves other people in the same way that I was moved by the song.
Yeah, of course. Do you play any instruments?
I self-taught myself clarinet and violin, but I do not play those well. And I can play guitar enough to do some basic chords. Like, I can play like all the chords that Taylor Swift can, but like nothing extreme.
That's so cool. Are there any skills that you've learned from performing that you can apply into your everyday life?
I think that singing gives me an outlet to take the emotions that I experience in life and remove them from the situation and express them in a different way. So in a moment, I can be like calm, and right after that, I might be like, I have to listen to this song so that I can like have my music therapy, and then eventually I'll sing it when I like can't hold it in anymore.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, one last question for you. What advice would you give to people just starting out with singing and performing?
Well, when Ed Sheeran started singing, he couldn't hold a pitch, and now he's like extremely successful, and so I would definitely just hold to it, always listen to the songs first with the actual singer singing them, and just keep practicing and practicing. Driving in your car is a great way to do it, because then you don't have to torture other people with listening to yourself at first.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Once again, a big thanks to Heather for coming on tonight, and to Luke Foster and his half-shelled friend. Make sure to check out the rest of our YouTube channel and get ready for another exciting episode of YB Tonight next Monday. I'm Riley Williams, and have a great night, Messiah.